We're back with Nick Law, Chief Creative Officer from RGA. Thanks for joining us again, Nick, for the last segment. If you weren't in advertising, what would you do?
Well, when I was a kid, I thought I was going to be a professional rugby player. Yeah.
You still play, though, don't you?
Why? You think my face looks like it? How many times has this been broken, do you think? Obviously, that's a very limited career, though, so I'm not sure what I would do. That's a good question. You know, I've always been really specific about what I was going to do. You know, I didn't get a degree. I went to a community college for 2 years in graphic design and never wavered from there. So by the time I was like 20, I started my career, you know.
Mm.
So, yeah. I've always been pretty happy with my career, even though it's sort of morphed as it's gone.
How do you deal with creative blockage, like writer's block? I mean, do you ever get stumped?
Yeah, I know. I think that creativity is a habit, and anyone that sort of expects that they're going to get the great aha moment in the shower is sort of kidding themselves. They've turned the creative process into a myth, and I think it's a habit, and it's something you just need to keep working at, exploring every. Yeah, it's interesting because if creativity is a habit, it means that your brain wires in a particular way to solve problems, and this is one of the big issues in our industry. Is that it's really hard to change habits. So if we need to make new things, it's hard to retrain people. Is my point. You almost need to get new people with their brains wired in a particular way because of the habits that they've established over however many years.
So if you work at a traditional agency,
for example,
and you need to get into the digital realm,
yeah,
you kind of sort of start with a clean slate.
Well, I think that you need that specific talent set, right? In the same way that if you're a digital agency and you want to do more narrative work or TV, don't get the guys that have been designing websites for 10 years to come up with the ideas. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't have literacy across your discipline. So if my particular skill was doing narrative work and I understand the rhythms and the habits of creating scripts, then I still need to understand what constitutes good systematic and interactive work and vice versa. There's a literacy piece, but the discipline piece, I think, is the hardest thing to shift.
Can you translate the following phrase from, and forgive me, it's from like British English to American. This chinwag is aces.
This talk is really good.
I think that's a perfect place to end. This is Nick Law, Chief Creative Officer of RGA. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right.